All right, Sherdog.com. I'm here with Benavidez, the lead man in Dapper Scrappers. Looks like you're on duty today, man.
Yeah, man. I love it. Here 5 days after my fight, taking pictures of all the looks here, all the style from media day to day. You know, giving fighters a different layer. You know, that's what the style, like self-expression, you know, so give them a different look. All these fighters are just so good to media day now. It's such an emphasis on their style and their personality and how they look. And I just want to capture, you know, these guys are answering the same question stuff every day, and you can relate to them obviously in that sense and know what they're thinking. But I look at style as the process of, like, it's like an instant, you know, conversation. You know, you can feel somebody or relate to them or whatever. And all these people, they didn't dress up to media day to not get their pictures taken, so that's why I started doing it. And just love the style and the self-expression, and everyone looks so good. So out here working, part of the media.
Yeah, every event I see, you're out here doing the thing, man.
Yeah, man.
So perhaps, though, I should have introduced you differently. Perhaps Joey 2 times would have been better.
Joey 2 times is nice.
Perhaps #1 contender, Joseph Benavidez.
That's a good one as well. I like them both.
All right, so as far as that #1 contender status goes, you know, I know you've been asked a million times about whether the flyweights are sticking around. You've definitely done your part in making this division last. Are you willing to take that title shot that you earned at 135 against Cejudo?
I don't know if that is an option. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. If that's offered to me, I wouldn't do it. But my full focus right now is on fighting at flyweight, you know, keeping that division around, fighting for that flyweight belt. Like, I'm not a 35-pounder in general. So even though I could fight Cejudo at 35, like, I don't want to be a 35-pounder. So, I mean, like, options are options, you know, once they're options. But I haven't really thought about that one. I mean, it'd be weird to be like, no, I wouldn't fight for the title. But that's not something I would ever, like, push for.
All right, so obviously there's been a whole lot of mixing up and confusion in the division, and essentially it's like pretty much no one left that at least by most analysis, that would be worth you taking. Is there anyone out there that you would consider fighting while Cejudo is healing up?
Fought them all. Formiga would be the guy that I would think about fighting, you know, before him. And so having a win over him, doing it again, having a win over the champion, those are the only guys right now. So I can't think of anybody off the bat, especially because, you know, the division's been, like, trimmed down quite a bit. But even then, I mean, I'm at the top. Cejudo's there, having a win over him. That's the only fight that makes sense for me right now.
The only thing I'm hearing is the winner of Pantoja and Davidson Figueiredo. Have you begun looking at those two guys at all, or you just want to wait to see how that fight plays out?
No, I've looked at them a while because I was supposed to fight Figueiredo already once, so I looked at him. And then I've been looking at Pantoja because he actually called me out, like, after his UFC debut, and, you know, he's been a tough guy. I've watched him fight, like, Brandon Moreno, who's a, you know, close friend and training partner of mine. So I've had my eye on those guys. And then I knew I was gonna fight the winner of Pantoja, or I knew I was gonna fight the winner of Figueiredo and Formiga after I beat Ortiz. So I watched the Figueiredo and Formiga fight. So it's kind of weird. I mean, if Figueiredo wins, I don't necessarily see it because he just lost to Formiga, who I beat. Pantoja, I think skill-wise is there, but like I said, the only fight that makes sense for me is really Henry.
So, of course, the balancing act is trying to keep that momentum going, keeping your body competition ready, but still not risking the title shot that you've earned. So are you at all considering something that your peers have been doing, and that's some grappling tournaments just to stay active?
No. Training is a grappling tournament. Training is training. Training's harder than the fight most of the time, you know, because you're doing it on a Wednesday when you're not ready. You're not 100% prepared on a Thursday, on a day when you're tired. I mean, that's grappling practice. I can go any day and compete, spar, push myself. You know, I'm not really looking to do any grappling tournaments.
All right, last one from me, and this is just something I've been wanting to ask you since I saw you fight last time.
Love it.
Were you just as surprised as I was that Formiga survived that head kick that initiated the finishing sequence?
watching it over, I was like, how did he not go down? I fell, so maybe it took something off it, just like being a little bit more off balance and not going through. But man, he took that so clean, and I was great. I landed, and it was obviously the beginning of the end. But yeah, like I looked and I was like, man, how did he not go down? And you always look at those things like it would have been great for him to go down, but that would have took away the finishing sequence as well and the flurry and everything. So you can't really look at it. But yeah, watching it again, I'm surprised. In the fight, you don't know. You're glad you landed a head kick, you know, because that's always great. And then you fall down and you see him kind of wobbling, so you don't think about it. Why didn't he go down? But watching it over, even the commentary was like, I'm surprised he didn't go down from that one. I mean, it was as clean as it gets, you know, shin across the head. So yeah, props to him. You know, maybe I didn't follow through as much as I could with my left. But yeah, man, it was surprising he took it.
All right. Well, Joseph Benavidez, thank you so much for your time. Great to see you again, my man.
Thanks, guys.